Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 1st November 2023. So current affairs are very important for your competitive examinations. So first of all, let us try to see The Hindu Delhi edition PDF, and we are going to point out important articles from our examination point of view, and we are going to see in which dimensions we can think and we can prepare from that topic, so that will improve your thought process. And apart from that, we are also going to see some important articles even from Indian Express. Okay, so without wasting any time, so let us see the articles. So first article in the front page of the Hindu edition is Apple cyber attack alert, opposition corners government. So this article which is talking about cyber attack. So this article is talking about cyber attack. So opposition leaders and journalists, they received email alerts. So they received email alerts from US based tech giant Apple that their phones had been attacked. Okay, so because of this, now here we have to know about state sponsored cyber attacks. So this topic is very much relevant. Okay, Apple alerted opposition leaders and journalists that there is a threat of state sponsored attacker. So these alerts, they go out when company detects sophisticated threat actors with government backing. So actually Apple, they found out that yes, there is a state-sponsored attack which is seen. And targets include Congress President and as well as Trinamool Congress leader and Telangana IT Minister. So these were the victims, right? So here what we have to do? So here we have to see what is the role of government. So now here, because of this issue which placed before government, now government said that we are going to investigate this. So we have to know whether it is a state sponsored or not, right? So this topic is important from your security point of view and even from your science and technology point of view. So these two under part of our GS paper 3. Is that clear? And now let us see next topic. It is about Tamil Nadu moves Supreme Court against Governor Ravi over delay in clearing of bills. So here you have to know about the process of passage of bills. So how bill is converted into an act. So this process is very important. So if we're talking about states, so here we are talking about states, right? That is about role of governor. So in states, we have state legislative assembly, and in some states we have state legislative council. That means states, in some states we have bicameral legislation. In some states we have unicameral legislation. So bicameral legislation means we have two houses. So first one is state legislative assembly and second one is state legislative council. And unicameral means states, they will have only state legislative assembly. Right? So whenever any bill which has to be converted into act means first we have to place that so and so bill in first house in case of bicameral legislation. So after DDV, that is debate, discussion, voting, so if it is getting majority of votes, then this bill is deemed to be passed in first house and later it will be placed in second house. So in second house also DDV is conducted, that is discussion, debate and voting, and if this is passed in second house, and that will be placed before governor of that state. So whenever governor keeping the sign on that, then that bill will become an act. But governor, he has some options. For example, he can directly give the assent, that means he can sign. And second option here is he can send back that bill back to the house. Or else he can reserve that bill for the president permission. So here this article says that especially the problem in this Tamil Nadu here is this governor is not giving assent to the bills, and he is saying that he is reserving the bills for the president assent, right? So this is something which is going on in Tamil Nadu, and here you have to even focus on this governor as well. So you have to see especially powers and functions of governor. This topic is also at most important from your polity point of view, and you can expect both prelims and mains based question from this so and so topic. That is powers of governor for sure, and even you have to see some important facts regarding the governor that you can get in Lakshmikant. And here you can see one article that is Make India a Developed Nation by 2047. So in yesterday's class we discussed about the strategy, right? Strategy document of 2047, and we are going to see that in detail in our note section. Okay, and this is the first page, and here you can see one more article relevant from our UPSC point of view, that is Akhura and Agartala rail link to be inaugurated virtually by PM Modi, Sheikh Hasina says. So this article is talking about connectivity between India and Bangladesh, and we came up with this re-establishment of rail connectivity to Tripura, okay, and nearly after a gap of 7.5 decades. So it is a much awaited Akhura Agartala rail link. So it had been inaugurated, and we have to see map here. So map based questions you can get from this topic. And now let us move on to next page. So you can leave the city page, but here you can see one article, which is a very small article, that is social worker from Bastar wins Rohini Nayar prize. So if you are preparing for other competitive examinations, yes, you can get a question regarding the prizes in current affairs. So here social worker from Bastar, so he got this Rohini Nayar prize, and you have to see like under this prize he will be getting like around 10 lakhs cash prize and a trophy. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, that's it. And who is presenting this award? That is N.K. Singh. It is also very important. Yeah, and here you can see one more article, that is list anti-pollution steps SC to Delhi. Okay, so governments of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, UP and Rajasthan, they were directed by Supreme Court to file affidavits within a week regarding what are the measures they are taking in their states to control air pollution in the capital city. So here Haryana and Punjab and western part of UP, they are responsible for air pollution in Delhi because of stubble burning. So because of this, now Supreme Court directed these four states like Punjab, Haryana, UP and Rajasthan to give a list like what are the measures you are taking to control this air pollution, because nowadays the quality of air is very bad, very poor in capital city. So here nearby states, they have to take some responsible action so that here that will have some impact on decreasing of bad air quality in Delhi region. Correct? And now let us move on. So here you can see one article, that is Modi pays tribute to Patel, launches development projects at Statue of Unity. So here you have to see the Statue of Unity. Okay, so that is nothing but Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue. So where it is located in Narmada in Gujarat. Right, so here you have to know like why this Vallabhbhai Patel is called as father of unity. Okay, why? Because he played a very important role in integration of princely states. So after we got independence in 1947, at that time there were more than 552 princely states in our country, and the major task before our forefathers was to integrate all these princely states into Union of India. So in that integration process, Vallabhbhai Patel plays a very important role. So because of this, in the memory here, we had the Statue of Unity that was built in Narmada in the Gujarat state. Okay, so here we are celebrating his birth anniversary as even National Unity Day as well. Okay, so this is very important, right? And even if you are reading post-independence India, so you will be studying about the role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and you have to know important princely states, like, so what are the challenges that we faced while integrating some princely states like Junagadh, Hyderabad and Jammu and Kashmir, etc. So that part is very important from your mains. Okay, and now let us move on. Yes, in this editorial page there is an article regarding the role of speaker regarding anti-defection law. So this anti-defection law is not present in our original constitution. It added through 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, so which comes under 10th schedule of Indian Constitution. Right, so here you have to know what are the grounds on which disqualification is done, and even what is this anti-defection law. So why we came up with this anti-defection law? So you have to know about Aya Ram Gaya Ram. So because of this Aya Ram Gaya Ram incident that happened, so finally our parliament came up with this anti-defection law, and is added to our Indian Constitution through this 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So the things which are important and relevant from our UPSC point of view, we discussed in yesterday's class. And next topic is ethics, parliamentary conduct and the Indian MP. So this article is also very important regarding Lok Sabha's ethics committee proceedings. So here in your Lakshmikant, you will be having a chapter called as parliamentary committees. So we are having a chapter called as parliamentary committees. So here we have lot of committees, and you have to see who are the members, whether Lok Sabha members are there, whether Rajya Sabha members are there, who is the chairman, and what are the functions. So everything that you need to know regarding this topics. And the issue here is nowadays, so whenever there is any bill which introduced in the parliament before becoming an act, so here we will be having debate, discussion and voting, right? So here the presiding officer of the house will be sending that bill to the parliamentary committees for the detailed scrutiny. But now issue here is there is no sending of bills to the parliamentary committee for the scrutiny is seen. So this is the issue which is said in this article. And next topic is stock taking climate finance. So already we discussed this topic number of times. So the concept here is, yes, developed countries, they release as much as possible emissions into atmosphere. So because of those release of this developed countries, now developing countries and least developed countries, they are facing issues. So because of this, for that, who need to give the compensation? That is obviously the developed countries. So developed countries, they need to provide some funding, okay, to the less developed and developing countries to get or to adopt technology to decrease the future emissions. So this is called as climate finance. And there is one article, it is regarding rail accidents, and we are going to see that in great detail. In opinion page, you can see there is one article, it is regarding staff shortage, finance dependency plague local governance. So if you talk about this local self-government, it is not present in our original constitution, but we added through the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. So this 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act talks about panchayats, And 74th Constitutional Amendment Act talks about municipalities. So here recently data released by Annual Survey of India City System. Annual Survey of India City System, and it said that yes, there are a lot of problems faced by this local self-governance. So this topic is at most important, and one thing you have to keep in your mind is this local self-government topic, municipalities, panchayats, it is one of the favorite area of UPSC. So there will be no question paper without a question regarding this local self-government. So you have to be prepared well and thorough with this topic. And in this text and context, there is article regarding how cargo transport can be improved. So if you are talking about Indian Railways, so we have two types of trains. Passenger trains, and this one is freight. So freight means nothing but they will carry goods, or we can say cargo. So this article is saying that how can we increase this freight trains. Okay, so analysis of 15 origin to destination pairs indicates that both premium scale and Rajdhani rates after adding first and last mile cost, so higher than the truck rates. An exception being cargo moved to destinations in the northeast. So actually what happened, if you see the data, it says that if you are going for carrying of cargo in these railways, so it is high cost compared to that of these roadways. So and even after 15 years of privatization, domestic cargo which is moved by containers is merely 1% of Indian Railways loading and 0.3% of total freight in the country. So here this article says that how can we improve this cargo transport to railways. So here you have to see what are the challenges faced by this Indian Railways, especially in this freight movement, and how can we address these challenges. So if you identify the challenges and if you are trying to come up with a way forward or solution for those challenges, automatically the problem will be solved. Yes or no? That thing that you have to think here. And there is one article, it is regarding elections in Maldives and finally new government formed in Maldives. So here you have to see how it is going to be affected India-Maldives relations. And number of times we discussed this topic and we are not going to take this topic once again. And in states page you can see NMC, that is National Medical Commission, launch One Nation One Registration platform. So this One Nation One Registration platform will be helpful for getting unified information of doctors in India. Okay, and next one here is October rainfall in southern India, 6th lowest since 1901. So actually what happened in the month of October also we will be getting some dry spells, but this year October, so there is no rainfall. So it is like lowest, 6th lowest since 1901, and you can understand so how climate change is impacting the weather patterns. Clear? You can leave this assembly polls. Yeah, here you can see one article, that is Gaza, now a graveyard for thousands of children, says United Nations. So because of attacks between this Israel and Palestine, so now here this Gaza Strip which became a graveyard for thousands of the children, which said by United Nations. So there are more children, they are dying, not because of attacks but because of dehydration. So children are dying because of dehydration. Okay. So here even UNICEF said that there was a risk that the number of child deaths directly from bombardment that could become eclipsed, and now we can see that because of this dehydration also lot of people they were dying every day. So because of this article says that now Gaza Strip, it is becoming a graveyard for thousands of children. And here in this business page there is one article which is important. It says that September core sector growth slips to 8.1%. And here you have to focus on this core sectors. So we have 8 core sectors, that is FERNS funds, 3C, fertilizer, electricity, okay, refineries, natural gas, steel, coal, cement and crude oil. So these are 8 important core sectors. So this article is also very important. And these are the most important articles that appeared in now today's Hindu newspaper. And now let us move on to our notes and let us see the detailed analysis. Is that clear? Are you getting bored or not? Okay. So let us see the first article. And the first articles I collected from Indian Express. So the first article is about Indians, they are choking on pollution. How can it be stopped? So there is a report which lists that in India, especially people who are present in India, there is decreasing of life expectancy because of increasing of pollution. So if you see context, it says that a recent report of Air Quality Life Index. So report is Air Quality Life Index and this is published by Michael Greenstone from Energy Policy Institute of the University of Chicago. So it said that yes, there is decreasing of life expectancy for Indians by 5.3 years of life due to air pollution, and the people who are living in Delhi region, so there is decreasing of about 11 years of their lifespan. So what are the major causes? So these major causes can be divided into outdoor sources and indoor sources. So if you see outdoor, the first one here is because of vehicular emissions. Cars, trucks, buses, they release pollutants. And industrial emissions, factories and power plants, they contribute to significant pollutants. And because of construction, okay, and the road dust also, that led to increasing of pollution. And the major reason here is the stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana and Western UP region. Okay, and this one is natural events. So if there is any forest fires or any volcanic eruptions, yes, that will be also releasing lot of amount of emissions, that will be the leading cause for air pollution. And even waste disposal sites. So whenever we are dumping this garbage, they are also called as dumping sites, that will be also emit the harmful gases into atmosphere. And this one is household sources like indoor sources, for example using of wood, using of crop waste, animal dung and cooking, they releases a smoke in house, and whenever we are going for open fire cooking, okay, so that will be also leading to this air pollution. So is that clear or not? Yes or no? So what are the different air quality standards used? So we have 3 different types of air quality standards. So here first one is National Ambient Air Quality Standards. So this has been came up by CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board. So it is revised in 1982, 1994, 1998 and 2009. And under this National Ambient Air Quality Standards, they will be looking about 12 pollutants including particulate matter 10, particulate matter 2.5 and NO2 and SO2. So these are also included under this 12 pollutant plan under National Ambient Air Quality Standards. And next one here is we are also focusing on Air Quality Index. So this is also launched by CB, that is Central Pollution Control Board in 2014, and they will be tracking 8 major pollutants here. So this is very important. So what are they, like PM10, PM2.5, NO2, SO2, etc. And next one is we also having WHO Air Quality Standards. So WHO, that is World Health Organization, which has tightened global standards in 2021, and they came up with a new limit of PM2.5, that is 5 micrograms μg. And if you're talking about how is this air pollution that much severe in India or not. So because of this air pollution, we are going to see there will be decrease in life expectancy by 5.3 years for the people who are living outside Delhi, and for the people who are living in Delhi it is around 11.9 years decreasing of their lifespan. And if you see the rankings in the world, so Delhi, which ranks near the top of the world's most polluted cities. So in the one of the most polluted cities in the world, that is Delhi region. So in 2022, a list by IQ Air, so out of the 50 most polluted cities globally, out of these 39 are present in India. And you can see here the tragedy. So out of 50, 39 are present, that means only 11 are left. That much polluted is India. Okay, so as a future bureaucrat, so how can you make clean India? So it is your challenge. And rural pollution here is even rural areas, they are facing pollution, for example, from dust, from burning of biomass, fuels and vehicular emissions. And if you see the pollutants, India monitors the pollutants like PM10, PM2.5, nitrogen dioxide, NO2 and even others. So what is the way forward? So what can be done? So we have to focus on transportation reforms. Rather than using private vehicles, we can opt for this public vehicle system or public transport system. And we can go for adopting of electric vehicles rather than using of traditional vehicles which are using diesel and petrol, which are fossil fuels. And we can focus on energy and construction management. So we can have a shift from fossil fuels to renewable energy, okay, and we can focus on environmentally friendly construction practices as well. So in this way we can decrease this particulate matter pollution in the air. And this one is household improvements. So we can substitute biomass fuels with cleaner alternative levels like natural gas. So we can use natural gas. And we can ensure better ventilation kitchens to reduce indoor pollution as well. And this one is we have to focus on the effective waste management. Okay. And this one is we have to focus on even PPEs, that is personal protective measures, like we can use mask, we can bath, exercise, and we can maintain the proper lung function, and we can reduce these outdoor activities. Okay. So these are some important things that can be done. And next topic is vision document to make India a $30 trillion economy by 2047, and this topic is at most important. And you can get a question regarding this 2047 document in your mains and even in your prelims as well. So if you see context, it says that a vision document which aimed at making India a developed country in its financial stages, and a draft is expected to be ready by December. So we are going to have this draft soon. Okay. So if you are talking about some important provisions of this India's vision at 2047, so they are focusing on Amrit Kal. So this period is between 75th and 100th independence anniversaries. So because of this, we need to go for transformation, or we need to go for transformative growth. And this one is Viksit Bharat 2047. So the important aim it is to become a developed nation by 2047. So that can be done through Team India. Okay, that can be done with the collective Team India approach. And we have to focus on balanced economic growth. Okay, we have to focus on even macro and as well as micro aspects. And this one is technological advancements. So we can promote digital economy, fintech and technology enabled development, etc. And we have to focus on even environmental commitment. So we have to prioritize energy transition and provocative climate action. And even we have to focus on investment strategy, public capital investment to stimulate private investments as well. So here under this 2047 document, it said about 7 principles. So those are also called as Saptarishi principles. So first one is we have to ensure inclusive development. That means no one should be left. and the benefit even the most remote areas. So in the remote areas also people used to get profit or benefit. And we have to develop infrastructure and encourage investments as well, and we have to tap into national strengths, and we have to adopt or we have to focus on advocating sustainable and green growth, and we have to empower the youth, and we have to strengthen the financial sector. So these are the 7 principles which are set in this document, and this is at most important. And now let us see what are the challenges which are present before India to attain this much huge economy. So first one is global economic factors. So global growth is expected to remain below average, and additionally some economists they predict higher US interest rates for longer durations due to structural factors. So here we have to focus on even other countries because now we are in a globalized era. So in 1991, yes, we came up with LPG reforms, that is liberalization, privatization, globalization. So in this world here, so we have to depend on one country with another country. And next one is manufacturing constraints. So despite numerous attempts, India hasn't achieved a desired manufacturing output levels. Okay, so if you are having the output levels, that will be helpful for job creation, that will help for boosting consumption, and even that will lead to sustainable growth in the country. And next one here is trade hurdles. Yes, we are having lot of trade hurdles because of the supply chain interactions, okay, supply chains deficiencies. So because of this, yes, it is also one challenge. And infrastructure and finance. So government increased post-pandemic capital expenditure and improving infrastructure, and we are also saying that there is delay in this physical consolidation as well. So what is the way forward? What can be the measures taken? So first one is we have to review growth strategy. So policy makers they have to conduct regular reviews and make necessary adjustment to achieve 9% of annual growth target. So first we have to come up with a target, and based on that target we have to do our work to achieve at least 70 to 80% of that target. And we have to invest in education and health. So we have to allocate more resources to education and health sector. And if we move on, next one is we have to even focus on renewable energy sources, because whenever we are focusing on these renewable energy sources, on another side we can decrease our imports. Okay, imports of crude oil. So instead of crude oil, now we can use this renewable energy sources, so that what are the growth we are achieving, so that growth will be sustainable. And next one is monitor physical consolidation. So while most post-pandemic capital expenditure is crucial, and there is a need to balance it with physical consolidation, and we have to manage deficits and public debt. So these are some important measures, or we can say like the steps can be taken by the government for sustainable economic growth in the future. Is that clear? Any doubts? If you have doubts, so please post your doubts in the comment box. And next topic, it is about the Lewis model on labor and industrialization. Has worked in China, but it is not working in India. What is the problem? So if you see, yes, if you are talking about the government, so government which is different when we are seeing or when you are comparing India with China. So the same way, because of that, what are the models they are coming up in China, they are becoming success but not success in India. So this is one problem. And here you have to know what is this Lewis model. So this Lewis model is developed by economist William Arthur Lewis, and he proposed that especially in some underdeveloped countries, with a surplus of low wage labor in agriculture industries, they could lead to economic growth. So this model which suggests that as long as wages in the industrial sector are marginally higher than subsistence wages in agriculture, yes, what happened? Yes, I will tell you examples so that you can understand this concept much better. For example, let us take this is rural area. So in rural area, what is the money source? So people, they will be going for agriculture. So agriculture is a primary sector which is dominant in these rural areas. So if you are talking about urban areas, so we have manufacturing and we have service sectors. So here, whether the people, they are getting employment in agriculture throughout the year? No, not at all. Only in some seasons they will be getting work. For example, during transplanting or during harvesting. Okay, like that they will be getting the work. So here, even the wages in this agriculture sector is less. So because of this, here people, they are moving from rural areas to urban areas to earn more. That is the thing which mainly said here. So whenever we are having this type of movement of people from rural areas to urban areas, wherever there is a surplus of workers in rural areas and there is deficit of workers in urban areas, that will be a win-win situation for both, because in agriculture, so we are not going to get the permanent employment, and we are also having the surplus labor in this agriculture as well. Okay, so if you want to boost economic growth, yes, we need transition. Okay, and here you can see the traditional agriculture sector and we have manufacturing sector. So whatever the surplus labor, that is high or more number of labor are there, so they will move into this manufacturing sector. Okay, and because of this, what happened? Capital growth is happening and savings are increasing. So whenever the savings are increasing, they will be investing on so and so thing, that will leads to economic growth. So here you have to understand why this model which has been worked in China but not India. So it is very interesting, I think. So here Lewis model worked in China, but it has faced challenges in India because differences. So differences in industrialization, that is secondary sector, and technological advancement and labor transition. So because of all these things, now it is success in China but not in India. So in China, the model was successful because one of its ability to absorb a massive surplus rural labor force and turning China into a world's factory. And here India faces hurdles in implementing this Lewis model because manufacturing is becoming capital intensive and will be reliant on labor displacing technologies like robotics and as well as artificial intelligence. So because of this, yes, it is not much success in India. Okay, now let us see next topic. It is about Apple cyber attack alert opposition corners government. So this article is important from your internal security point of view. Okay, and this article is at most important because mobiles, they had been hacked. So please let me know what will be the issues in the comment box fast. So within 1 minute you have to type me what are the issues regarding these cyber attacks. And meanwhile I will have some water. Yes, do it fast. Done with the challenges? Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay. So here you have to focus on the state-sponsored attackers. So here you have to understand this. What is the meaning of state-sponsored attackers? So here you can get a question like recently state-sponsored attackers are in news. What it exactly means, and they will be giving you the ABCD options. So the state-sponsored attackers are well funded and sophisticated, and their attacks, they evolve over the time. So detecting such attacks relies on threat intelligence signals. They are often imperfect and even incomplete. So this is the meaning of the state-sponsored attacks. And these attackers, they are backed by government. Government will be providing some support for them. Okay, for example, providing devices or erasing the identity and erasing the activities they are doing and even funding, etc. So these attacks are very much different from the ones which are carried out by the regular cyber criminals, because this regular cyber criminals, they will be hacking large people and because of this they will be having some monetary things. So they will be expecting the monetary thing, and this will be helpful for financial gain of attackers. So these attackers, they are backed up by government, so go after specific individual like devices or based on their identity or activities. Such attacks are very different from the ones carried out by regular cyber criminals who usually target large number of users for financial gain. So for their benefit, for their financial benefit, attackers, normally regular cyber attackers, they will be attacking lot of people. But here state sponsored, they will be attacking only the targeted people itself. So according to Apple, state sponsored attacks, they are often short lived and they are designed to evade to detection and to exploit vulnerabilities that they may not be known to the public. Okay, so this is about this topic. And let us see next topic. It is about link between India and Bangladesh. That is Akhaura-Agartala rail link. Akhaura-Agartala rail link to be inaugurated virtually by Prime Minister Modi, says Sheikh Hasina. So context here is in Bangladesh and northeastern India, they will re-establish connectivity, and that connectivity now through Tripura. It is very important. After a gap of nearly 7.5 decades, and again we resume this project. And it is one of the much awaited Akhaura-Agartala rail link, and will be inaugurated virtually by Prime Minister. Okay, and now let us see some facts here. So rail link, it is between Agartala. Agartala is the capital city of Tripura and Akhaura in Bangladesh. And it is the first train to run from northeastern region to Bangladesh. So it is very important prelims fact. And the rail link will connect Ganga Sagar in Bangladesh to Nischintapur in India. From Nischintapur to Agartala railway station. So now let us see where exactly this station is located, or this railway link. So here we have Akhaura and here we have Agartala. So this is this rail link. Clear or any doubts, anyone? And next topic, it is about safety first. So this article is at most important because many a times we are coming across these railway accidents in our country. So because of this, as a UPSC aspirant, yes, you can get a question regarding this railway safety in India. So from that point of view, yes, you have to know about this topic the most. So what happened recently in AP, two trains they collided because of this. Yes, this is the news. So what is significance of Indian railways? So why we have to focus on this Indian railways here is, so here it will be providing the transport facility for the passengers. So passengers, they are provided with the most affordable, and it is also one of the convenient mode of transport for the people. And this one is, it will also lead to regional integration. So this railways which plays a very important role in connecting different parts of the country, so that it will be promoting cultural ties and exchange of overall development, and employment generation will be also happen because of these railways, and will be also helpful for improving of industrial growth, because we are going to get raw materials, we are going to send the finished goods, right? So we are using this freight rails. And this one is, it will be also helpful for boosting tourism, because people, if they want to move from one place to another place, so for all the people here getting into airways, it is not possible. They can use this railways. And this one is defense and internal security. So they ensure that the swift shift movement of troops, defense equipment and essential supplies to remote locations. So these are the some important significance of Indian railways. So what are the factors that are leading to the accidents? So first one is human error. So because of this error by the drivers, about 60% of accidents are happening. So human error is caused by fatigue, negligence and lack of training. So these are the three important reasons behind the accidents. And next one is track defects. So these tracks that had been belonging to Britishers' time. So there is no modernization of tracks in India. So because of this, if there is any breakage in the tracks or uneven tracks, then that will lead to this accidents because of improper maintenance, aging, and as well as for extreme events, weather events. So because of all of these things, yes, what happened is that leads to accidents. And next one is signaling failures. So technical glitches will be there sometimes, and power outrages and human errors, they can cause signaling failures. And finally that will lead to train accidents. And next one is unmanned level crossing. So what happened, I don't know whether you have noticed that or not. So there will be railway track. So here we have road, but here there is no gate, here there is no gate, right? So and sometimes we can see some people, they will be guarding here, but most of the times about 60 to 70%, so there will be no guard. So here unregulated railway crossings without barriers, so they pose a very high risk of train accidents, as vehicles and pedestrians, they may not notice of coming of rains, okay, coming of trains. So whenever they are not noticing that the trains are coming, so if they want to cross that railway railway line, then yes, that will lead to accidents. And even this CAG came up with the report, that is 2022 CAG report, which talks about what are the reasons for this accidents in railways. So there is no proper inspection. So there is no proper inspection of tracks. Okay, and next one here is failure to submit inquiry reports. If they are not doing inspection, how they can submit the reports of inquiry? And this one is, there is also underutilization of the funds in the railways. Okay, and next one here is decline in the track renewal funding. There is no proper funding for the renewal of tracks, and inadequate safety staffing is seen in these railways. So these are the some important reasons for the failure. Clear? And now let us see the next topic. It is about local self-government. So this local self-government, it is not present in our Indian constitution, that is original constitution, but has been added to 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. So if you see context, it says that an annual survey of Indian cities, this shows that majority of local governments, they are financially dependent on their state government. Yes, here local self-government, they do not have financial autonomy. So because of this, they have to depend on the state governments. Okay, so they also have limited control over who to hire and how to distribute the work. So there is also limitation regarding the work management. So the recent report of Annual Survey of India City Systems 2023, so which published by Janagra Center for Citizenship and Democracy, so which is a non-profit organization. So it said that yes, we have a lot of challenges in local self-government. So first one is there is low spending, they do not have financial autonomy, and they do not have even workforce for the dividing of work as well. So India has the lowest spending on local government as a proportion of resources. The state at local levels is competent and it is just constantly being let down by there is lack of support. So they do not have financial autonomy. So even though they are getting the funds from the state, they are inadequate. Okay, they are getting inadequate funds. And next one is there is also some constraints. Okay, because of bureaucratic control and because of underinvestment in capacity, and there is lack of political pathways. So because of all of these things, the panchayat's performance is decreasing day by day. And one more interesting fact I want to say here is, yes, for women there is reservation of 33%. So whenever women, they are winning these elections, finally sarpanch patis, they will be coming into the role and they will be taking the actions. So it is also one important problem. And the government initiated even e-panchayat project. Okay, in the most of the districts, there is no proper infrastructure, there is no proper skilled people, and they will be having even, they will be not having even good broadband internet connectivity as well. So these are the some constraints or challenges seen in this local self-government. And if you want to add any more points, so add your points in the comment box. Okay, clear? So this is about this topic, and these are some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So one thing I want to say is, so we are going to start ethics live course. ethics live online course. So we are going to complete entire ethics within 50 hours. So class timings is 6 to 8 p.m. every day. Okay, from Monday to Saturday. So from Monday to Saturday we will be having class at 6 to 8 p.m. and we are going to discuss each and every concept. We are going to discuss each and every concept in detail and exclusive focus on examples. Day-to-day life examples and as well as some examples in our book, and we will be having two-way interaction. We will be having two-way interaction through Zoom classes, and we are also going to have mains answer writing practice and special focus on case studies. So this is about this ethics live course, and that will be taken by me itself, and the cost of this course is 5,000 rupees. So here ethics, it is your GS paper 4, only one subject. You have a lot of scope of getting good marks, and I will ensure you that if you join this course and if you attend this class and if you are completing this course, and you will get around 130 to 160 marks in your ethics for sure. So if you want to get a good marks and if you want to clear this ethics, so come and join this course. And if you have any queries, you can call me on this number 8074765513, and it's also WhatsApp number. And the next week we are going to start even the new batch of mains answer writing practice. So the students who are facing problem with mains answer writing practice, like lack of content, lack of writing skills, and if you have any fear of start writing answers, come and join us. And for any queries of courses, you can call me or you can text me on this number in WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. If you really like this class, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this Rathod Science Academy. Thank you so much for watching.